TNTMTheShow presents Comicast 302 with your host,
the very aroused now, Pablo Gunner.
And I'm JD. And we
The
are
sexy smooth talker, huh?
Yeah.
Turns on his sexy voice. So watch out if you hear that voice. Boom. It's the Matthew McConaughey of TNTM. It's coming after you.
All right, yeah, we're talking nerdy to me. We're here to talk nerdy to you about the comics of week of September the 6th.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go September the 6th.
But we're also going to talk not just comics. We like to talk about nerdy news or whatever's going on, especially nerdy news. Like if there's any video game stuff, which I have the PlayStation stuff that's out this week. They send me their email every week. So for this week, we got Destiny 2's out. So there's that. So if you're the Destinian, I don't know, Destiny's Child. There's Knack 2, which I hear is better than Knack 1. So
I heard Knack 1 was really good.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some people that like it, and then there's some people that are like, yeah. So, but I hear this one's pretty solid. There's COD Infinite Warfare DLC 4 for pre-order. There's Absolver. That's like a indie game that looked interesting. I think it's like a fighting game. And then PlayStation Plus exclusive, we have Infamous Second Son is the big one that they're promoting, but there are other ones. There's Strike Vector X, which is EX for PS4, and then Truck Racer PS3, Handball 2016 PS3, We Are Doomed PS Vita, which is a cross-buy with PS4, then Hato Fool Boyfriend with PS4 cross-buy with PS4, and then we also have for movies and shows, we have The Big Sick, which actually I heard was a really good movie. Chris Hardwick actually had, I think it was Kumail Nanjiani on, and his wife, who made this movie together. Okay. And it's about like her actual disease, but it's not a documentary, but they made it into an actual movie.
So they dramatized it.
Yeah. But some of the stuff is actual stuff that happened, you know. Then we have the Stephen King 6-movie collection, very relative, obviously. Then fall premiere event, sci-fi sale, and then Ghosted Season 1. So that's what I got for PlayStation.
And then for Xbox Games with Gold, this month you get Forza Motorsport 5. That's the Game of the Year edition, and it's for free during the month of September. Oxenfree is available from September the 16th to October the 15th. And on the Xbox 360, and of course backwards compatible with the Xbox One, we have the awesome arcade game Hydro Thunder Hurricane starting September 1st and will be free until the middle of the month. Then on September the 16th, you get Battlefield 3 for free. So if you're a fan of either of those games, I suggest getting them because I loved Hydro Thunder in the arcades, and Battlefield 3 is just amazing.
Yeah, in the arcades, it was a blast.
The Arctic Thunder game, the one with the snowmobiles, that was amazing as well. So
you know what's really fun now that they have like Dave & Buster's is the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, that pod
and the Jurassic. Yeah, that pod is sick, dude. Oh, and then Jurassic Park one's pretty sweet too.
I haven't seen that one.
So I think there's like a Predator one. There's some other ones that are pretty neat. But anyways, so we also had for movies, we had It, which is breaking records. It's funny because there's a very small group that hates it.
Well, I can understand why
but
they
most
hate it.
people like it a lot.
All right, so spoiler alert. I haven't seen the film, but spoiler alert. Okay, this film here is chapter 1 of the book. Okay. So you've probably seen the It miniseries, right? The one from ABC that they turned into a little movie.
I don't think
with Pennywise the Clown, you know,
with
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, yeah.
So the part where they're all young, that's what this movie is.
Okay.
And they haven't even really announced the sequel, the follow-up to when they're all adults. So I guess it depends on what this is going to do.
Right. So my wife told me something interesting, which is that apparently like Pennywise comes every 27 years. So like, and it's been 27 years and that's why they made this movie. So I'm assuming they're going to do one every 27 years. I don't know.
No.
But I like the idea of it. Cause to me, I just go like the first one was solid. So why do you need to do something that was already done well? But that makes sense. So I heard it's not scary, but more so creepy.
We'll
so, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge horror fan, and I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just have this sense that like the first one terrified me a lot, so I don't really. And because I'm not a horror fan, I'm like, I don't think I need to see this one, and I don't want to rewatch it. Also, because I don't want to ruin it for myself and go like, hey, it scared the hell out of kid me, and now it does nothing for me as adult me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like doing that. I'm going to keep my angels in the outfield in here. I don't want to ruin it for myself, you know? Anything else?
I don't think so.
There's the hurricane going on, and I'm not talking about Al Hurricane
or
here in
Jr.
New Mexico.
Yeah.
Or the wrestler, the Hurricane.
Yeah.
But the actual, because there was in
there
Texas.
Was Harvey in Texas.
Yes.
So Houston, we're thinking about you guys. You know, hope you get a speedy recovery and whatnot. Hope you're all safe. And thanks for tuning in if you are listening from there. Currently, we have.
I feel bad though. I feel weird, conflicted because my wife has a friend that actually lives out there.
I have several friends,
and she was like, "Hey, come stay with us if you need a place to stay for a few days." And she was like, "Oh, we live in our apartment. We're on the 3rd floor. We're fine." And it's like, what about your vehicle and like going places if you need anything? Like, do you have everything you need? Like, I don't understand this mentality of people like staying. It's like just GTFO, like take vacation time, take, you know, sick leave, whatever. Lie to your boss. I don't care. Because I have another buddy that's similar situation, lives in Florida, and same thing. He's the only guy that's showing up to work when his boss is like, "Oh, you got to show up to work." His boss won't answer the phone because where's his boss? His boss is gone, and he's there, and he's just sitting it out for the storm because his boss or whoever put him in this position. It's like, that's crappy. You don't do that to your employees, you know? And then like, it's just a crappy situation because it's like, does everybody have money to get out? You know, does like, even if it's your family's there, like, do you have the money to give them to fly them out here or to get them out here? Or can you take the time off to go help them get out? You know what I mean? Like, it's a very messy situation.
It is.
So sometimes that's all we can really offer is our thoughts, prayers, positive vibes, because we can't physically go out there. And sometimes even if you offer, people won't take you up.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reasons. So reasons of their own.
But yeah, 2 hurricanes, Irma, Harvey, Florida, you know, Tennessee, watch out, you know, prepare. Houston, just, you know, stay strong and give us a holler if you need, you know, want to talk to us.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
So what we got going on here is the comics for the week of the 6th of September.
Yes.
And we have a grading scale of buy, skim, pass. Variations on buy and skim. Strong buy, weak buy, strong skim, weak skim. And, of course, we have contenders and runners-up for our best book of the week.
The B-Bow. Back and bag of the week.
And since we're kind of slackers and stuff, we got this nice little timer here that's going to tell us to wrap it up.
Keep us focused.
Like on the Oscars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know this tone here, check out Pablo. You shoot him a holler and say, "Hey, I know this tone," and he'll hook you up.
He was close when he guessed it. He, you know, I'm not going to give any because I think it's kind of tough, but, you know, but it depends. It depends. I feel like Tone Bone would know this one for sure.
Just wait about 5 minutes.
I feel like Tone Bone would know. But anyways, so yeah, if you want, tell us right away. We'll hook you up with one of those digital comics. Any takers, anybody at all, you know. So yeah, just hit us up through Facebook, email. What's our other?
Hit us up with the
Twitter,
the book face, the Twitters, and the social medias.
Any of it.
Heck, I don't know. Does the chat on this work? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. We haven't really messed around with it.
We haven't messed with it. So, but yeah. So yeah, let's. I think that's a spoiler alert. So I feel like we're more the hype men. When I listened to yours, I was like, I'm hyped. I'm hyped to read these books. Like I was not like, oh, he ruined them for me. I was more like, I'm pretty jacked off to get into these books now. So.
That was the goal.
And you know what? You did have one more view. You did have one more view than me.
Yeah.
One more listen. You know.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And I haven't even listened to myself
He's now
yet.
wearing the crown. We should get like the
Like a dunce cap or something.
We should get the Burger King or something. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and jump
Only
into
if we
this,
get
right?
advertising for them. I'm not going to advertise for them for free.
No, okay,
But not
All
for
right.
free.
All right, fine by me.
All right, so we have Journey to Star Wars. Oh. Oh, we got to tell our credits first, man.
Yeah.
So we got Journey to Star Wars, The Last Jedi. This is Captain Phasma #1. Written by Kelly Thompson. Marco Cicchetto
Chichetto.
is the artist. Andres Somoza is the colorist. And Clayton Cowles, of course, does the letters for this.
It's actually Knowles, so it's like kind of like Coles, kind of like Knowles, but Coles. I think.
Coles.
I think Kelly Thompson complained about it on one of her tweets that I saw that she gets annoyed when people say his name wrong.
Clayton Coles. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah. So
you can give us a call and sort this out with me personally. I got the sexy phone voice.
She's the one that gets annoyed. I don't know. But
Okay, anyway, so check it out. We got Phasma like right after.
It's actually during.
Yeah,
It's
during-
actually during The Last Jedi. So
Well, no, it's during The Force Awakens. This is.
I mean,
Scott
yeah.
Gillies.
It's during the Force Awakens. I'm sorry. Yes, you are correct.
She goes through and erases history on what she's done. That she was the one that
Right, because she was logged in when she lowered the defenses. So then she set somebody else up that lowered the defenses, and then she tries to take them out. This whole book is just her hunting this guy down to do this.
To kill him.
Yeah,
She's a survivor, and she's gonna play subterfuge.
right. Because she's like, oh, if they look into this, it's gonna be me.
It's gonna be me. Yeah.
So
And she just snipes his ass.
she hunts him down.
It's pretty brutal.
It's pretty cool. I like this. It's this perspective you're seeing. The end of the movie
From a different, completely set of eyes. I mean,
and it was really crazy because, like, I want to like her, especially because she's Brienne of Tarth, right?
And
so, but she's not a good person.
Oh, no.
She is not a good person in this, and that's what you. Yeah, she's ruthless. She's covering her back. I thought she would be like, honorable. I'm going to turn myself in. Hey, they set me up. But then I went like, that's not the Empire's ways. Like they find that out.
This is Gwendolyn Christie. This is Captain Phasma. If you want a good story about this character, the book that just came out is so good. It basically paints this picture where she does anything to survive.
Okay. Sweet. That's cool.
And we find out that her armor is made from the Nubian.
So you want to root for her, but it's kind of hard to root for her because she is, like you said, ruthless and not a good person. So, and that's something that made it very clear too, is because I thought like, oh, she'll rise above it, whatever. Nope. Like she's Empire to the core as far as goes like evil. You know what I mean? So that's it looks phenomenal. The action was great. It was superb. So yeah. Strong buy. Contender.
Yeah. That's what I got. I think you thought it was a strong buy, but not a contender.
You're right. He knows me. He knows me so well. He knows me so well.
Tell us what you think. Here's the digital code for it. Unless you got this code.
F for Finn.
Yeah,
obviously.
Finn.
Yeah, obviously. Finn. C for
Chewbacca.
Yes. M for
Master or
Master.
Mace.
Yeah, Master works. H for homing beacon
or hut.
Hut, yeah. Actually, the next one was B for beacon, so it works well. X for X-ray. I'm just gonna go with I
X-ray.
for Intel. 6, 9, 8. K for kill and K for kill.
Nice. All right. Next up, we have Generations. This would be the Iron Heart and Iron Man book,
which I just call it Iron Man because like they haven't changed the title of the book that she is the main character in. So what's the point?
Bendis is the writer, BMB. Marco Rudy, Simon
Kodransky, and Nico Leon as pencilers. Simon Kodransky, Will Sliney, Scott Koblish, and Nico Leon as inkers. Marco Rudy, Dean White, and Paul Mounts, color artists. And then we have Clayton
Coles.
Yes. So this one, they did a little switcheroo on us.
Yeah, instead of going back like we have been for every other generations, we go forward. So we get to see Tony Stark as not the invincible Iron Man, but
Not the drunk or the
Yeah.
alcoholic or the struggling industrialist.
but we get to see him as Sorcerer Supreme.
Yes.
I mean, this was just an interesting concept altogether. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's kind of gets his own little version of the Avengers, and then
It's the next Avengers, which I love the next Avengers.
that was a great little comic movie back in the day.
Yes, it was. And this art is absolute, like, it's just spreads that just flow so well.
And then it's so psychedelic the way the pages are set up like this.
Mhm.
I mean, it does invoke that Doctor Strange look to it.
Yes.
And it's so
But it doesn't
good.
feel like a Doctor Strange ripoff.
No, it doesn't.
It
It's
is
its own
very
thing.
Tony Stark.
And anyway, I mean, they have this nice little adventure. Da da da. He's like, "Oh, you can't know too much about your future." Yada yada yada. And it's Morgan Le Fay, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they had fight on Morgan Le Fay, and of course they beat her. It's just the way it works.
Yeah.
But man,
Mhm.
it's so good. I mean, this was an amazing book. I was not expecting that from this. I expected a classic ho-hum Iron Man thing. Oh, there's 2 suits of armor. We're gonna blow bigger stuff up. That's what I was expecting, and I got this nice technological, spiritual, dichotomy in this book. I mean, wow, it's impressive. Okay, what's your thoughts? I'm sorry.
My thoughts? Well, yeah, that stuff all came, and yet I was unsatisfied once again. This time I just felt like this one was better because he even said, he was like, here's the thing, like when I went to the past, because he relates this to him going back to the King Arthur and stuff.
Mhm.
And then he's like, when I came back, I had all these ideas. He's like, I expect you to do the same thing, if you're anything like me. So that was great. But at the same time, I could not stop but think, God, it would have been so great to see her interact with the drunk alcoholic or whatever, that version of Tony Stark. I was like, now Demon in the Bottle Tony Stark. That would have been so great to see see the struggling him, because she's never seen that. You know what I mean? Like, and very few people get to see the struggling Tony Stark. Everyone just sees him as, hey, he's got it all together. I'm a playboy. I'm a genius, billionaire, philanthropist. I got it all together.
I got his big old suit of armor.
Yeah, let's see him when he's a wreck. So, man,
I think it was a missed
really
opportunity.
It was a missed opportunity, but at the same time, I go like, man, this is so good. So I can't hate it as much as like I was kind of like the whole time I was like thinking about that. I was still like, man, this is so freaking good. All the things you said, 100% correct. But that still irks me, like this missed opportunity. And so now I want to write it myself almost, where I'm like, what would that be like, Because I love that. That's my favorite version of Tony Stark.
TNTMTheShow presents Pablo's What If.
What If? Yeah.
Question mark.
So I'll write it, Marvel. Hit me up.
TM.
Hit me up, Marvel.
Trademark.
I'll do it for you. I'll do the writing for the What If they would have talked to him, Demon in a Bottle version instead. So, anyways,
what's your grade on it, buddy?
You obviously gave it a strong buy and a contender. Obviously.
Because it was a great book.
What did I give it?
You give it a buy.
No, it looks. That's the thing that blew me away the most is that there's a crap ton of artists on this, and I was like, it's gonna look like crap.
No, it doesn't look like crap at all.
It is so consistent. It blows my mind. It's so consistently good, and it's fantastic. It's a strong buy.
Just not a contender.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since it is a strong buy, and we haven't had any guesses in the code, I'm going to give this code to you guys. So, 8D is in Dormammu, V for Victor, W for Wilson, D for Dormammu, A for Adam, 2, A for Adam, B for Beast, W for Wilson, R for Richter, and number 2. All right.
Cool.
You got some Cyborg.
I have Cyborg. Number 16, it's $3.99. This one has a digital code.
It's got some digis.
We have John Semper Jr. on this, and I'll get to the rest of the creative team later. So, yeah, this one is crazy. You have Star Labs is up in the air. It gets attacked and destroyed, crash landed, and you find out that there is another cyborg in this alternate universe, and he's gone bad. He has accepted his metal side, his cyborg side versus his humanity, whereas ours is the exact opposite. And so there's somebody in his subconscious that has been telling him this whole time that you need to figure that out, because that's the only way to beat this dude is to do that, because otherwise he's just going to be able to compute everything, every move you do and figure it out, you know? And also, here we have the Alan Jefferson and Will Conrad on pencils, Wayne Foucher and Will Conrad on inks, Ivan Nunez as colorist. Probably Letterer. So, yeah, it just turns into this awesome battle, and then he, like, figures things out. It's kind of like when Neo figured out the Matrix type thing. It was freaking sick.
There is no spoon.
It was just so cool. It was, like, very one of those moments, and it was really, really neat. But it's going even further than that. There's still more. It's not an easy win. Nope. That's just because he's Neo doesn't mean that he just fixes everything now. There's still more.
There's still more war to be fought.
So yeah, it's too cool, man. I love this book. It's so freaking good.
What you think? It's strong buy contender.
Yeah, I love it, dude. It's just so good. It's so good. It looks fantastic. It's great. So we have DC for Detective Comics 317, D for Detective, W for Wanka, B for Batman, R for
Robin.
Yes, perfect. Y for yellow, W for Wanka, and 3.
Wanka.
That's a Constantine right there.
Wanka.
Yep.
Next up, we have the astonishing X-Men number 3. This is written by Charles Soule. Ed McGuinness is the penciler. Mark Morales is the inker. Jason Keith is the color artist. And Clayton Coles is the letterer.
Yes. So I read this, and it's Logan, and he's climbing up this wall of ice with his claws up to like these shoguns, right?
Yeah.
And I just reading it, it was so well done. I was like, whoever writes this needs to write Old Man Logan, because this is so well done. His perspective was just spot on about like everything. I was like, this guy needs to write for them. And then they get into the real world, London, and the humans are about to attack the mutants.
And Angel's like, hey,
Angel's like just tries to make friends with them.
I'm Angel. Nice to meet you.
How nice he is. And then they attack him, and he goes
blue for a minute.
And he's like, oh, goose fraba.
I forgive you.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, okay. And then all the while, like, Professor Xavier is trying to talk to Logan?
Yeah, to Old Man Logan, I guess.
Yes, and trying to get him into the mode because everybody else seems to failing. But that might be the trick.
Yes,
that might be the trick.
It's odd.
So, and then this little, what is it called? Truce that the humans and the mutants have for this little situation.
It doesn't seem to be going too well.
Goes to crap. And that's. Oh, man. I was surprised, too, that this was McGuinness, because I was like...
It's pretty brutal, man.
It is brutal. McGuinness, to me, is usually, like, kind of kiddish.
I like this art style,
but
man.
He's in tip-top form in this book. I just love the Logan stuff through and through. To me, that was the best done stuff in this whole book, and it was mostly due to the writing. But, of course, art was just blew me out of the water the whole way through too. It was so great. It just phenomenal.
Strong by contender for me.
Same here.
Wow.
Here's the digital code. F for Familia, Z for Zorro, M for Marcos, 4. 1 for Inigo, 8. U for Umbreon. Uganda. T for Tomas. J for Juanita, another J for Juanita, C for Carlos, and Q for Quintana.
Alrighty. Next up, we got some cable, or you got some cable.
Cable, yes, I gave it another try like you told me to. It's number 4. We have James Robinson as the writer, Yildiray Senar as the artist, Jesus Abortov, and Federico Bli as colorist, Corey Petit, letter. So this one, it picks up at a different place. It's kind of like a flashback. It's him, this evil dude is talking to Rasputin. He's just like a dick to him. And he's like, just show me this time sword piece, okay? He's being short with him. Then a week catches up where they've captured Cable, and Cable is so hardcore that like he breaks loose, of course, like perfect timing and everything like that, and he just like attacks this dude, and they have this brawl, but the guy runs away, and he was like, and this guy's like, oh, well, what are you gonna do now? And he's like, oh, that was just a test. I was just testing you. So you get to chase me now. Later. It was awesome. So this one, like, the fighting did not seem as easy for him. In fact, it was like very good back and forth between him and this guy.
Okay.
So they returned the suspense as far as like the fighting went, but it's also does lean in his favor because now he has like the power play because he knows where the last piece is or whatever. So yeah.
What you think about it? Strong buy? Contender?
Not quite a contender, but it's still a strong. It has returned to a strong buy though.
Okay.
It was a strong buy though. So, here is the digital code: F for Finn, Z for Zoom, M for Milton, 20, D for Dan, Q for Quantum, L for Logan, S for Snicked, N for Nice, K for Kill.
K for Kill. All right, next up we got some Nightwing. Some your dick in a month, man. Your monthly dick.
It is. I get two doses.
2 doses of dick.
Yeah, and now there's Titans, and well, I don't really read that one. I might read it more. And then there's also that series, The New Order. So now I might get dick every week, which will be heavenly.
It's number.
It's number 28. It's $2.99.
Written by Tim Seeley, Javier Fernandez, and Miguel
Mendonca.
Mendonca is the pencilers. Javier Fernandez and Diana Iga is the inks, and Chris Sotomayor is the colorist, and of course Carlos M. Manuel is the letterer.
Yes, sir.
Did I pronounce this right?
You're knocking it out, man. You're getting better every time.
Yeah.
So.
It's the end of the spiral thing.
Yes. And the guy has revealed himself who he is because you thought it was Tiger Shark. But Dick, he's so good at like pushing buttons that he knows his friends/frenemies so well that he's like, he hasn't called me an idiot yet. So he knew right away. He's like, this is not him because he has not called me an idiot, and he calls me an idiot all the time. And then it was great because like there's that moment where he, does something to like, to save him. He tries to save Tiger Shark, and it doesn't seem like it pays off. And then, of course, Tiger Shark shows up, and he's like, "You idiot!" It's such a great moment. And then we have something else going on with
like Tracer and Blockbuster.
Yes, and so, and she's realizing I need to be there for my other team because I've been focusing on myself too much. And then she also realizes how great Dick is. But it looks like somebody else has come to that realization as well.
Huntress is understanding how awesome Dick is.
So, oh man, like this to me is, I love the drama. I love the action. I love these moments. I love Dick, dude.
And then Tiger Shark kills this guy. He just fries him with some electrical wires. It's pretty hardcore.
It is so good. Like the way that this whole thing wraps up. The way that this whole arc wrapped up. And in different ways too, because there's
the helicopter.
There's the arc for the Minos thing, and then there's also, or Spiral, whatever you want to call it, and then there's also this thing with Tracer and stuff.
Yeah, and then Tracer finds that Dick is getting friendly. Is that the term we should use? Getting friendly?
Yes.
With somebody else. So I liked it. I thought it was a great book. I mean, it's
I
a
love
good
it.
finale.
It looks great. Yeah, it would wrap things up so well from previous arcs, sort of like. Well, there's different arcs. They couldn't weave, because there's like the relationship stuff, and then so now I'm like looking forward to see like, okay, is this going to be a one-time thing or is this going to continue? I want to see it continue because I love seeing that type of stuff. See budding romances blossom.
It's nice. It's a strong buy to contender.
It's nice. I was very aroused. No.
Oh yeah.
You already know what I gave it,
of
but
course.
I want to say you gave it the same, but I feel like you're a little harsher on Dick than I am.
No, I'm not as.
But I feel like this one was really good, so I'm going to say you gave it a strong buy contender anyways.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And this Dick went down easy.
Okay.
Anyway,
Black Bolt. Let's keep it silent for Black Bolt number 5. We have writer Saladin Ahmed, Fraser Irving, pages 1 through 4, then Christian Ward, pages 5 through 20, and then of course we have Clayton
Coles.
Yes. So yeah, oh man, I love this artist, man. He's so good. He's fantastic. He just does like trippy stuff so well. What they do essentially is just like the connection. They explain the connection of Lockjaw with Black Bolt. Okay. How like even as a little boy, Black Bolt wouldn't. I mean, Lockjaw would not leave him, and that was even when he could not control his powers. So he would stay in with that chamber because like they just locked him up essentially for years and years and years until he can control his powers. So Lockjaw would not leave his side, and it's such a wonderful story. I wish I had a puppy
like that.
Such a wonderful story. And so yeah, it's beautiful. And then it gets back, and he's like, we have to go save those other people. He's like, yeah, the Inhumans, they need us, but right now these prisoners need us more, and we need to stop this guy and stuff. He's like, this is even a thing I would not have my brother face. And so they all join up to take this jailer down who's running this prison, and it just goes nuts. This battle is just insane. It looks awesome, and it's just freaking amazing. And then the ending is just something crazy. So yes, it is just all kinds of amazingness. I love it when they do thematic artist changes like this. That it just it was done so well, and I just man, it's just fantastic. I really like this, and just like the band of baddies joining up, to take down a bigger baddie, pretty much. So yeah, it's prime, dude. It's gold.
It's a strong buy to contender.
Yes. So here's a digital code for you, my peeps. F for Familia, Z for Zoro, and for Marcos, G for Griego, R for Rigoberto, 26, I for Inigo, F for Familia, 2, H for Hector, J for Juanita.
Alrighty. Next up, we got some Vader. Some Lord Darth Vader, number 5. It is written by Charles Soule. Giuseppe?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not going to slaughter.
Kamunkoli?
It did the pencils. Cam Smith did the inks. David Curiel? Is it Curiel? Did the colors? Gosh. The Joe
Caramagna?
I slaughtered that.
So,
we got back. Vader's got his first lightsaber. He's got to go somewhere to bleed the crystal.
He goes to Mustafar. And he has to locate the place that has the strongest dark side resonance, right?
Which happens to be a cave fairly close by where he was,
disarmed. Killed. Yeah. And so it's great because he taps into the Force, and it gives him this Force vision of what could be.
Yeah.
And he does not accept it. He's like, nope. I don't like that.
And it's basically him kind of killing the Emperor and then going to Obi-Wan and saying, hey, please help me.
Yes. And so it's just such an intense moment. It's purely images, and it's just showing all the moments that got him to this dark place.
Yeah.
and you just feel the anger and the hate
And
and,
you can
just
see
like
it
the
on the
pure
page,
raw energy of him. And he's really putting his all into this, and then makes his return. And I love seeing that leg all messed up and how it's
and
from something
Tarkin's there
else.
too.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, Tarkin's there. He was the one talking with the Emperor before Vader tossed aside the Royal Guard.
Oh, yeah. So it is, and I can't wait for the next issue too because of the teaser for it. But this issue was superb. At first, I was like, when they showed that one vision, I was like, this is bull crap. And then you keep on reading like one more page, two more pages, and you're like, oh, okay, this is, and then it just gets better and better and better from there on out. So how do you feel about it?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I feel it's a strong buy as a contender, and this book is just amazing so far. I mean, we're 5 issues in, and it's been a great book every issue. So,
it's a completely different tone from the previous Darth Vader series. Yeah. But I like it because we're getting to know Vader, and I like how we're not getting to know Vader by him narrating to us because he's just quiet the whole time. Like you just, it's
you hear him say no.
It's that suspense. You know what I mean? Like you rarely hear him, and I love that. I love
will not accept. And then
and he's like, "You shall not pass.
You shall not let pass."
Harry Potter.
So did you give it a strong buy and a contender as well?
I feel like it deserves it.
Okay.
So
yeah. You guys it. Tell us what you think. We have F for Finn, C for Chewbacca, M as in I don't know an M word right now.
Mark.
Anyway, Mara.
Mara, yeah, duh.
I used to read the Legends books.
That's not canon though. So
no, not anymore.
No.
X for X-ray, G for Gardola, K for K2SO, D for Darth, Z for Zabrak, 30 K for
K2SO. You got to keep it consistent.
And then L for Lando.
All right, on. Let's go. So yeah, we have Green Arrow number 30. It's $2.99. As far I know, it's the same creative team. We have Benjamin Percy and Schmidt as the artist. And so yeah, it's because it does a quick recap of his journey so far. Somewhere in Nevada. Then we have Otto Schmidt does everything. We have Hal show up and he's like, "Hey, I heard you need help," and he's like, "That's different from you, you know." And they're both dicks that are full of themselves, so they're like on the same level, but they also butt heads, you know, because of that. So, but they team up, and it was so dumb though. There was one part that was dumb where he's like, "Hey, what are you gonna make us, like a spaceship?" And he's like, "No, I'm gonna do you one better." He makes a space pickup truck. And I'm like, what? That's not cooler. Like, that's like lame. A pickup truck, really? So, and then we get the other part with Black Canary and Amico. I was a little confused about what was going on with that at first, but it was clarified. But yeah, so they're in this place, and it's funny because they're like, "Man, you're making too much noise." And they're like, "Well, let's do this." And he's like, "That's just going to make more noise." So, but then something bad really happens to Ollie, or not Ollie,
Hal.
To Hal, and unfortunately Hal needs to focus because he's keeping both of them protected because of they're in space. So
air.
It could be bad. It could be bad for the both of them.
The green guys, the Verde.
Yes.
The Verde avocados.
I love it. It's really interesting. That works really great. The only thing that bugged me was like this space truck. I was like, I hate it when they make lame stuff with.
I'm gonna make you a space ship that looks like a carrot.
Yeah, you know, like it would have been cool if he's like, I'm gonna shoot us into space by making a bow that's gonna launch us into space. You know what I mean? Like, and we're like inside of an arrow, and that's gonna be our whatever. You know what I mean? Like that would have been cool. But instead, they're like, it's a space pickup truck, and I'm like, Lame. I will say, like, Hal may be like one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, but his imagination is weak.
Yeah, he is definitely no Kyle Rayner.
Yes. So, I still give it a strong buy and a contender.
Alrighty.
Time for a commercial break to talk about one of our sponsors.
What we got this week, buddy?
I don't even know. I'm going to say it's Gamers Anonymous.
All right, so there's this guy named John Sakura who's awesome as hell, and he's got this shop called Gamers Anonymous. It's got everything you'd want, period. I mean, if you want it, it's pretty much there, or they can...
Hookers...
Cats. Yeah, definitely cats.
Cats, yeah.
But yeah, it's games. You're
for gaming, games. For gaming. He's got all your gaming needs covered.
I mean, I've seen some stuff there that I haven't seen in ages, like old Super Nintendo or Nintendo.
They've been having what's really cool is they've been having Splatoon tournaments, which is really cool. I've been wanting to go to one of those. Because that seems like it would be really fun.
Would you bring your
you bring your Switch, okay. Yeah. Bring your Switch, yeah. So that it just seems like it's a lot. It's 1512 C Wyoming Boulevard, Northeast in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87112. Their phone number is 505-332-0717 if you have any questions. They also have a website, garetro.com, so you can check them out there. You know, if you have any video games that you're looking for. I really want to get Lost Vikings. I don't know. I remember Lost Vikings be a really fun game.
Lost Vikings 1 and 2 were amazing.
Were like such good games that I'm like, I want them.
I need to get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Nightmare.
I want to get all the TMNT games, even no matter how bad they are.
I want to get that one just because it's got the original arcade game where you can hook 4 controllers up and play it like that. Oh, so awesome.
The Sega one's different. It's called something different. Like, it's not Turtles in Time. It's
the Hyperstone Heist.
Yes. Yeah, it's weird.
It's literally
and it's harder to find, I think. Yeah, it is. It's really dumb, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, there's so many games. I want to get the Avengers game.
The Avengers!
Yeah.
The Captain America and the Avengers?
Yes! That Vision is so creepy because he's all
America white. Needs your help.
And he does like this weird like pose when he like turns sideways to shoot his beams. I love like Hawkeye's cycle though. Like that cheesy cycle. Oh my god. Yes.
See, I wish I could find an arcade cabinet of the Spider-Man, the arcade game, because you could play Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Black Cat, and Namor the Submariner.
No way. Namor, huh?
And then your first boss was like Venom, but he grew to be this huge thing on the screen. You're just a small little speck, and you're fighting this big Venom, and it's
that's
so
awesome,
strange.
man. I miss licensed games so much like that, like Marvel games like that. You know, gosh, like they don't make them like they used to, man. They don't make them like they used to. Do you remember the Noid?
Oh, Avoid the Noid, man.
Yeah, the Noid. I talk about that all the time to my wife when she mentions like was it Domino's?
It was Domino's.
It was Domino's. We would talk about like even if like pizza comes up, if Little Caesars, I was like, watch out for that Noid, you know.
Avoid the Noid.
And like nobody knows about it. I'm talking about it like yes.
So there's a reason why you like it.
Yes. So yeah, all those types of things. They got your fix, man. Let's go get some Noid, you know?
Yeah. They did have a Yo-Noid game for NES. It was odd.
Well, it's great because back then it was so, like, the mechanics of making a decent game was so easy.
Yeah, you
can make an easy platform.
You have a hitbox, you throw a weapon, it's done.
Yeah, it was so great. It was so great. So I can understand why they don't make games for everything now because it's harder to make games, especially with graphics. But I say, like, hey, just make some 2D side-scroller with better graphics. That's new. That's like Avengers Infinity War. You know what I mean?
Or
like
have TNT the video game.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, for sure.
If I could program, I would dang sure would.
Someday, hopefully. Oh, yeah. Right? Someday, hopefully. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, check them out. They're so great. John Sakura, he's a saint. Like I said, he has cats. He does like this foster thing. Yeah, where he fosters cats so that like you can adopt them straight out of his store. Mm-hmm. It's just one cat, so I think
Yeah, I think
at a
it's one cat
time. And so I actually got a cat from there, and his name's Tiny Rick.
Tiny Rick!
He drools and everything like Rick does, and he's an a-hole, and he's just like abuses the other cats, but he's like also really sweet, but he's like messed up because like he'll go take a crap and then come lovey on you, and you're like, dude, you smell like crap. Yeah. So he's
go clean that up.
He's just so Tiny Rick, you know. He's perfect.
Vampires for grandkids.
But I love him. I love him. So yeah. So you can go find love.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, and then they have pizza next door. They have all kinds of food places to eat in that area. It's so good. I need to stop by. I wanted to stop by the other day because I was in the area.
You were in the neighborhood.
I was in the neighborhood. Yeah, and I wanted to stop by and do like a quick. I want to do I want to do a quick complaint about. I want to do a quick complaint about what's going on with Mass Effect Andromeda, and just have just do a rant. Yeah, I just want to do a quick rant in his store. Yeah, I did. That's what I wanted to do, but I was like, I think I was not the right exit. I was like a few short or whatever. Anyways, so go check them out. It's a wonderful place, as you can tell.
Tahiti. It's a wonderful place.
There he is again. There he is again. Oh, goodness.
Next up, you got some Iron Fists.
Yeah, let's get punchy with Iron Fist number 7. It's Ed Brisson as the writer, Mike Perkins as the artist, Andy Troy, color artist, Travis Lanham as letterer. And so this one, yeah, he's facing Shang-Chi, who is controlled by the Seer, and who's also controlled by he's controlling all these other people, and he's like, all right, because like it's not working out for him. Yeah, this awesome fighting montage. It's freaking wicked. And he's like, I just need to get away from them so I can take out the leader, because if I can take out the leader, then hopefully that'll stop them all from being controlled. So, but it's not working very well because he has a lot of followers, so it's really hard for him to get away and then also attack them. But he is the Iron Fist, and this is what I love, is that he has both fists going and he keeps it going. So I hope eventually we can see that in the show where he's double fisting,
like it wasn't that old black and white reel.
Yes, yeah. I can't wait to see him double fisting. It'll be a good time
with the mask.
Yes, with the mask, with the in this he's just has like pants, but I want to see like the full
collar
suit. Yeah. I don't know if he'll get the white suit because I feel like he has to. That's a long time coming.
You have to earn it.
Yeah. So the way that this came together.
So does he say that his name is Danny Rand?
Yeah.
Does he say that his name is he's the immortal Iron Fist? I mean, is that like a staple now? Because that's all he said in the shows.
Yeah, he's always has to say it, man.
I'm Danny Rand. I'm the immortal Iron Fist. And
that's what he is, dude. That's what he is. If I was the immortal Iron Fist, I'm going to tell everybody, hey, I'm Danny Rand. I'm on the immortal Iron Fist. You know how hard he worked for that?
Well,
I do.
He killed Shao Lao, the Undying.
Yes, he did explain that.
I mean, he kind of says that.
Right, you have to explain it because people don't understand what that means until he explains it, but they don't really understand that. So even explaining that does not, justify him. I'm on his level, okay? I'm on his level.
Come up to us at Comic-Con, at the Santa Fe Comic-Con, and you're dressed as Danny Rand, and you say, hello, my name is Danny Rand. I am the immortal Iron Fist. I really want to talk with you for about 5 minutes and just find out where you're at, man.
We should do a random where if there is an Iron Fist, they randomly just come up to us and tell us that, and we'll get it on film. And we'll we're like, okay.
Go throughout the entire place.
We're like, we don't know what that means, but all right, man. Yeah. So anyways, this was...
It was a strong buy.
Yeah, it ended the arc or wrapped up the arc, but it's still continuing. Okay. Because I think he's still trying to get to Kunlun and fix things. Man, I don't know. It looks great. I liked how it was wrapped up. It was I don't know. It's always kind of a little too easy, it seems like. But I know there's more coming. So yeah, I'll give it a contender.
Alrighty.
Here's your digital code. F for Familia, Z for Zoro, M for Marcos, J for Juanita, R for Rigoberto, Y for Yucca, H for Hector, F for Familia, P for Pablito. 9. S for Señorita. E for Iluterio.
Alrighty. Next up, we got some Hombre de Guano.
Batman.
The Batman. This is the Ballad of the Kite Man Part 2. Written by Tom King. Clay Mann did the pencils. Seth Mann did the inks. Jordi Berlaire did the colors. And Clayton Coles did the letters. Hold on. Didn't he do like all the Marvel stuff too? Didn't he do some of the Marvel stuff that we read?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, he's quite a busy man. Anyway, so we have Batman whooping up on Kite Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes back to Joker, whatnot, defeated. Joker kind of smacks him around for a few minutes, and then he starts teaming up with everybody else. Man-Bat. Who else was it? It's the Clue Master. I mean, the Scarecrow is there, and it's really weird because he teams up with Mr. Freeze. Batman helps take everybody out, and he's kind of the only person left for the Joker. And
Mad Hatter.
It's weird. I mean, it's like the Bat is working with the Riddler to take out the entire Joker clan. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how I liked it. I really don't. Because it only focused on Kite Man and really did not give anything to him but defeat. I mean,
well, I love the narrative because it's through him, but it's also like through his kid because we know his kid was dead.
Yeah.
And so he's talking about this memory of his kid and how his kid was like, oh yeah, mom says you're a joke. And he's like, oh, she didn't mean that. And she's like, so you're not a joke or you are? And he's like, well, I kind of am because I'm always failing, but like it's okay to laugh at yourself and to laugh at these things. And so, yeah, I guess I kind of am. So it just, and then you go like, that's why this is the perfect guy for Joker too, because he's a joke.
he's the punchline.
He's the punchline. And then
pathetic.
He's pathetic. Yeah. And so it was really, what it come down to is it was just really sad.
Yeah.
It was just really sad with Kite Man and his kid and how everything goes down. And they're even like, you're pathetic. So we're going to turn you and you're like one of the few ones left. So we're going to finally take him down.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was really interesting. Like I said, that it really sent it home to me, that whole narrative. So that really did something for me.
So what'd you give it?
I give it a strong buy and a contender.
I'm just going to actually give it a buy. I mean, it for some reason, it just didn't agree with me. I mean, the last issue with Kite Man, it hit me all in the feels, man. I mean, it was a great book, but this one, it wasn't there.
That's why, to me, I go like, that's why this is powerful too, because his kid's dead. So he's just like recollecting like this talk he had with his kid. Anyways.
Next up, we got some Hombre de Agua Frio.
Frios is probably more accurate. But Iceman number 5, we have Sina Grace as the writer, Alessandro Vitti as artist, Rochelle Rosenberg as colorist, Joe Sabino as letterer.
All right, we open up with the Juggernaut.
On the Juggernaut, bitch.
All right, and of course we have our big reveal from last issue where he came out to his parents, and they're like, "Huh?"
And his parents are really flabbergasted by this. They're upset.
You were a mutant. We were starting to accept that. We can't accept you're gay. Da, 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 da. And Kitty's trying to help out and not, working out so well.
Right. It's kind of like your common what you think how your parents would react if you came out to them, and then they're like, "Hey, Juggernaut's jacking stuff up," and he's like, "You know what? I need to blow off some steam. I'm gonna go deal with this." Yep. So he goes and he deals with it. Kitty Pryde gives his parents the letter that he was writing, and that's when it turns to gold, because then the narrative is just the letter.
While you're seeing Iceman just whoop up on the Juggernaut. I mean, he is straight whooping his tail. It's so good. He even gives himself angel wings and stuff. And
oh, it's so cool. Like they're angel ice wings, yeah. And it's just awesome how, and he also figures out how to like turn himself into
like
vapor.
Vapor is really weird.
And he explains how difficult that is. And he actually has that talk with his dad, and that talk with his dad was so powerful and just so instrumental.
I mean, just the last panel just made this book.
Oh, for sure.
Bobby, I love you, and nothing changes that. I mean, Wow.
So technically, that's not the last.
We have
That's
totally
second to last, but
anyway, we still need to tweet this artist. I mean, the artist, but the writer. This is amazing stuff.
all of it. Yes.
This has been consistently a great book, and this is no.
This
different.
arc, this emotional arc, is more powerful than I feel arcs in most comics, especially Marvel comics, or just any mainstream comics, because this is just doing something so different and something so powerful. And it looks amazing all the way through.
Yeah.
It should be obvious because this has been a consistently great book.
This is Strong Bite's a contender from both of us.
No doubt.
Here's digital code. Let us know what you think. Check it out.
I almost feel like we should hold on to this one.
Okay.
So.
No digital code.
Yeah, it's too good.
Selfish.
It's too good.
We're selfish, man. We're greedy.
It's just too good. It's too good. Anyways, I have Generation X #6. Writer Christina Strain, artist Eric Coda, colorist Felipe Sobiero, letter Clayton
Coles.
Thank you. And so this one, oh man. So we have Dupe, and he's teaching class, and I don't know how people understand him, but they do, and it's weird. And then there's this kid that Quentin has been hanging out with, and he's passing out. And then there's this other kid, and he uses powers on Quentin to figure out what's been going on. And he's like, oh, I thought you were against that. And he was like, yeah, well, then I started to use the mentality that you use. And so, that was null and void. And then I love it because Quentin's like trying to, get back with Heidi or get back on her good side. And it's just not working. I love how they're like, dude, she's out of your league. You're going to have to work a lot harder than that. And then we have Jono and Jubilee, and they're talking. She's talking about how really the only thing that helps her control her vampireness is this amulet that she has. Otherwise, she would just be, useless. She would be uncontrollable, because they're talking about Monet and how she's being controlled and stuff like that. Well, anyways, Quentin and these other two guys, they go to this party, this auction where it's these villains. Cade Kilgore is running it, and they're auctioning off all this evil stuff, one of which is this thing that it's like a nanites that kill mutants from the inside out. And so that is that.
Nanites that kill mutants from the inside out. Isn't that like the legacy virus?
But this is a nanites.
Okay, so it's not a virus.
No.
So it's a new name for a legacy virus. Okay. But it's nanites. What do you get, man? It sounds kind of confusing with teenage drama.
No, I like it. But there's also something else that was better. And I love the way that they did Quentin, because Quentin was kind of like, he was a likable douchebag, which is Jason Aaron did him in Wolverine and the X-Men, where it was like you didn't like him, and especially at first, but like you kind of came to like him.
Okay.
And in this one, he's not there. You know what I mean? Like he's just a douchebag. And to me, I don't like reading about a character that, like, I can't root for you. You're just a douchebag. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see.
You're not even a lovable douchebag, like Gambit.
Exactly. And it's like, if you're lovable, even if there's elements of like it peeking out like that you're good, okay, but I'm not seeing it yet. So it's hard to be completely on board.
Yeah.
It looks great. It's well written, but as far as the way that he's being written, it's not done inaccurately, but I want to see growth, and I want to see, hey, even if he's a douchebag, there's little elements. I want to see that slightly likable, elements peeking out over time. And I know this just started, but still, I want to see it, because we've seen him in every issue, and he's just been an annoying douche in every single one.
Turd. He's a turd.
Because at first I felt the opposite way, where I was like, oh, I kind of like this guy because from that other series. And I'm like, this is not the guy. This is not the same guy. So, yeah. Here's digital code. Did I give a grade?
No.
I'm going to give it a buy.
Give it a buy.
Here's a code. 1, H for home, 8, 1, B for brave, A for alpha, I for ill, 9, S for super, B for brave, K for kill, 3.
Alrighty. Next up, you got some Guardians of Galaxy.
All new Guardians of the Galaxy, number 9.
The Galaxy.
Yep. Writer Gary Dugan, penciler Mike Hawthorne, inker Terry Pallett, colorist Jordi Belair, lettering Corey Petit. So this one is actually from Rocket's point of view, and it's him and Groot when he was big and stuff, and he kind of looks like he has armor and stuff like that. Armor like plating type stuff. And so they go to this, they have this job, and they're, I think it was actually set up for this job that they were going to do before. And then it goes sour because this person shows up as like, the Reaper and attacks Groot. And Groot's like, he does his best to protect Rocket because Rocket gets messed up as he throws him in the ship and then sends him out. And he's like, no, like it's really, really tense and emotional because it's his best bud. And then you see that he left a little piece with him, which is the little thorn in his hand. And then he puts the thorn into the plant. He's like, but ever since that happened, though, he's never been the same. And they also explain that guy that is the gardener that is created. He's like, oh, this is not what the Flora Colossus were originally. So I'm going to return you to what they were, And so that's what he's doing with him and stuff. And so that's how this all ties in. And then we get a really obese alien at the
space
end.
Alien personality.
Yeah, we'll say
just
that.
Leave it at that.
We'll say that. So
I like that character. It's one of my favorite.
Me too.
Characters.
He is one of my favorite as well.
So I'm probably have to pick up the next issue just for that character.
Me too. So yeah, this was so good, dude. Like that's the thing is like Rocket's not an emotional guy. He's not an emotional fella. So I love it when he gets that way. It was so good. It was so intense. I was like, oh, man. Superb.
It's a strong buy. It's a contender from you, isn't it?
No doubt.
So we're going to keep that digital code. Tell us what this theme song is, and we'll hook you up with something we're keeping here for you. What we got next? We have
Green Lanterns number 30.
Credits are at the end. Sam Humphries is the writer. Carla Barberi is the pencils. Matt Santorelli is the inks. And Ulysses Arindala is the colorist. And Dave Sharp is the letters.
Cool. So, what's her name? Jessica Cruz has been doing a pretty good job of getting this team squared away. Now they've made a plan to get after Volthoom. Volthoom's actually helping these people, and they're talking about the Guardians, how like, oh yeah, they're shrinking and stuff, and something's going on with them. He can control he can't control the spectrum, but he can tap into the spectrum.
Yeah, he can tap into the spectrum.
And so he doesn't have control over it. And so that's part of their plan is like, hey, keep him
occupied on a certain part of the spectrum.
Right. So he can't really focus and stuff like that. And it's crazy because they all get taken out.
Yep.
But all the rings go to one person who is worthy.
Yep.
And it is freaking epic.
It's a hand-to-hand fight, and oh man, it's just.
I will say the art seems different. Like, I don't know, this Volthoom looks younger, but it also looks a lot more cartoony.
Yeah.
It's kind of not as dark as the tone, I feel like, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yes, and at the end of it all, this character has 4 different rings, 2 on each hand, and man, that's just a great reveal right there, man.
Yeah, that was wicked.
Just solid. I mean, good build-up, good storytelling, good suspense, because you really had no clue where this damn book was going at all. And then the art is just amazing. So for me, it's a strong buy Team Center. I love it, man.
And I still feel for Volthoom too.
Yeah,
because it's like the Guardians really screwed him.
Oh yeah, they're screwed.
They really screwed him, and so it's like
Guardians,
they just used him for the tech so they can make it to their own will, essentially.
Yeah.
Instead of just like the dude just wants to go home and save his planet or his, that's it. Like that's all he wants to do, and you just won't let him do it. So I kind of hope he does get what he wants without having to
kill everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. So strong my contender from you.
You know it.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Gold X-Men. X-Men Gold. What number is this? Number
11.
Mark Guggenheim is the writer. Len Medina is the penciler. Craig Young is the inker. Frank Martin is the colorist, and Corey Petit is the letterer. Sorry.
Yes.
And then we pick up with the whole thing with Magic and Colossus and Wolverine going to kill everybody, that kind of thing. Of course, Magic is captured by the Russian, and Peter is going in. Omega Red and Wolverine fight each other, of course. And, of course, Old Man Logan has the experience and knowledge.
He does, but he is old. I love the trash talking. The trash talking between those two was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's classic.
It was so freaking good. I will say I was disappointed, though, because I thought that Ileana gave herself up, not willingly, but as like a ruse, and that wasn't the case, which is very unfortunate. But she does get her revenge.
She does get a nice moment there.
She does get her revenge, so that is cool. Prestige has solid moments. And, of course, I think the person that got the best moment, though, was...
The Colossus.
Yes, it was Colossus.
Pietro.
And, but everybody had their moments. Like, even Nightcrawler was really good. The way this whole thing panned out with, like, the family, how
they didn't trust, the uncle because the father never injured him and stuff.
Yes, like how he wanted to trust him, but they're like, okay, we know that he's setting us up, but we can try to make it work for us. So it just worked out really, really well. And he's like, you know what? I'm glad that that our father never told us about you.
I'm glad we were
told
about you.
That was like a sting. And then, of course, a nice little moment with
Katya
at the end. It was wonderful. It was nice how it wrapped up.
Strong by contender from both of us, flat out. It's a great book. So especially when you pair it with the other one, where you could hear the Russian, you could just feel the Russian. I mean, this one is similar. It's just not as much.
I'm still disappointed, though.
Yeah, the Ileana didn't.
Ileana. Yeah.
Ileana.
That she didn't give up herself up willingly.
Ileana. Anyway, here's the digital code. Let's know what you think about it. It's a 3. G is in Gambit 1. X is in Xavier. K for Kite. Z for Zarbon. 3 F for Franklin. 4650. All right. Next up, we got some champions.
Number 12. We have Mark Waid writing, Humberto Ramos as penciler, Victor Olazaba as inker, Edgar Delgado as colorist, and then Clayton
Coles
as letterer and production.
Yeah. Double duty, man. Double duty.
So at first they're like, we never speak of this day again, ever. And then they do karaoke.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like I thought it was going to be actually the climax to the Secret Empire, because it seemed like it was leading up to something. And then apparently that was something that was resolved in Secret Empire, I'm assuming, because I don't know. And that bugs me that they didn't resolve it in its own issue here. So I just wasted like, $8 on those 2 previous issues.
Yeah.
Especially because they had Patriot in those issues, and they had Nadia, and they had somebody. I thought they had more than that too.
Yeah, it was. Didn't they have Black Widow before she died as well?
No. I don't know, but it was like all the young heroes, right? All the young new heroes.
Ironheart was in one.
Right, yeah, she was in there, and I was like, how come she's not in this?
Well, they go up against Psycho Man.
Yeah. So instead, they're fighting this guy, Psycho Man, in I think Colorado is where it was, and so he can change your temperament or something, your emotions, and so he hits like Cyclops actually hits the object that he uses, and it like reflected back towards him, and it was like inside his head. And
Cyclops kind of becomes a jerk.
So, well, not a jerk. He just becomes very, very emotional.
Yeah.
He's very up. He's very down. He's very he's all over the place. He's kind of him unleashed. He kind of cuts loose, which is funny because that's what they were saying at the beginning is like,
you need to cut loose.
You need to cut loose. And then he talks about like, hey, you all have seen what I turned into. That's my future. That's what I'm going to turn into. And they're like, no. you know, and I just love how he's like, yeah, I like the way you guys toggle me slim, you know, everything like that. And it's nice. And then they have to take down all these scientists and stuff that are also controlled by this thing. And then Cyclops unleashes on this guy.
Hell breaks loose on that.
He takes the visor off and full blast. But he gets help. He gets help. So, and then unfortunately, I don't know if he remembers it or not, or he's just playing that way. So maybe we'll see, maybe we won't. But it was a great character focused issue.
And supposedly we're going to have the Avengers versus the Champions next issue.
Are we?
Supposedly. Good issue. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like my favorite Champions issue, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
So I give it a strong buy, but not a contender.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's like I like it a lot. I like Cyclops. He's actually become like one of my favorite characters, period. And so I liked it a lot. That thing irks me that like what happened with all those other characters and how come they're not here and how come, you know, like maybe if they had different sectors or whatever because they are from different places, you know, that would like kind of make sense. But that's not really the case, so I don't know what's up with that. But I don't want to negatively judge this.
And then what about Robbie
based
Reyes,
off of
man?
that?
Yeah, we could have had a Robbie Reyes in part of the Champions,
as well as who's that one girl that joined that was from California that was like the arachnid suit girl.
I don't know.
So, anyways, yeah, let's get a little more Latino representation. Put them in one issue and then take them out.
Yeah, really. So it's a buy for me. What'd you get?
No, I still give it a strong buy.
Yeah, I said a strong buy, not a contender. Right. F for Familia, C for Champion, M for Marcos, F for Familia, 9, W for Wesker, F for Familia, K for Kilo, D for Diego, G for Gerardo, Q for Quintana, and 7.
Now we have Superman 30. It is written by Keith Champagne, art by Ed Benes, Tyler Kirkham, and Philip Tan, letters by Rob Lay, colors by Dene Ribeiro, Tomei Murray, and Sonny Go.
Yep. And then, of course, we have Superman being possessed by Parallax.
Which his suit looks so cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to see somebody do this variation of his suit because it's just cool.
It was done in Injustice fairly well as well. You know.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he became a Yellow Lantern in Injustice during one of the years. I think it's year 3.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So yeah, and then it's they have these people with lightning bolts. They kind of look like
Zeus,
Flash people.
Zeus,
like what's his name? Jay Garrick. Too reminds me of Jay Garrick, or actually, it reminds me more of the Flash from the other universe, the from Earth 2.
Nah.
Is it Earth 2?
Earth 2 is Jay Garrick. Anyway, so we have Sinestro trying to coax out Parallax, trying to get him out of Superman, you know, and we come to find out that Parallax is afraid of Sinestro.
Yes, that's what he's most afraid of. So yeah, he's trying to get him to come out through Superman's fears, but that's not working. It's just making him stronger, and it's great the way they do this art too. They just do this wonderful panel about just like what he fears the most. And like I said, he just becomes stronger, but somebody else tells him, you know what? Parallax is just digging deeper because you're going after Superman's fears. You're not going after Parallax's fears. Parallax's biggest fear is, like you said, him, is Sinestro. But Superman also realizes, you know what? You're still weak from your fight with
Hal.
So
I'm going to take advantage of this.
I'm going to use all the power that I have left because they're not in a red they're not in a yellow sun.
Yeah. They didn't say they were in a red sun. They just said they were not in a yellow sun system.
Right. So you don't know exactly, and then he puts him in a ring, which I'm really interested to see.
And that's Sinestro's ring.
Oh yeah. And so he takes him to, I think he took him to the Green Lantern Corps, right?
That's what he said.
Is what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. So I'm wondering if that's going to come into play at some point later. That'll be cool. But yeah, it was a wonderful issue. I liked it a lot. It was really, really cool.
And of course, they address all the kids that were missing at the very beginning of the arc.
Yeah.
So Really good book. I like it. It was a good tie-in, tie up.
Yeah,
Strong by contender for me.
definitely.
All right. Hombre de Arachnid.
Spider-Man number 20. We have Brian Michael Bendis as a writer, Nico Leon as artist, Justin Ponsor color artist, Claire Petit lettering.
This was a fun book, man. So we had Miles kind of just swinging around, doing his thing,
In Tokyo.
in Tokyo.
Then he suits up in a nice, fancy suit, goes to this
Swanky
casino, and they're like, "Oh, hey, you're this person."
Yeah.
And then flashback.
How did we get here?
Miles is talking to Genki.
You're like, you're gonna be a superhero, and that's all you're gonna be.
He's like, "Oh, school's a waste of time for me because I have these powers, I have these things that I can do, so I don't really need to finish school. I can just be this." And he's like, "Well, what do you want to do? What would you like to do in life and stuff like that?" And he's like, "I want to go to Tokyo." So he goes to Tokyo, and he legitimately spends his money to get to Tokyo, and he goes there, and he just goes there as himself, and he stops this, these guys, this gang is picking on this person, so he gets involved, and he's like, "Hey, they don't know who I am, they don't know what I'm about, whatever." So he does his protection thing, and it doesn't really, it ends up well for him, but he got in a bad place, and then this person invites him to casino.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
that's kind of where we're at, and we'll see where it goes from there.
So it was interesting. I don't know where it's going. I don't know why it's going, and it's
kind of going
kind of confusing
slow,
to me.
but it's still really good.
Yeah, it looks good. It's interesting.
It's a strong buy. It's not a contender for me.
Same here. Here's just a code. F for Familia, C for Carlos, M for Marcos, F for Familia, K for Kilo, E for Iluterio, S for Señorita, I for Inigo, 1, T for Tomas, B for Barrio Nuevo, S for Señorita.
Alrighty, all right. So, it is time for our best book of the week, our B-Bow, and our runner-up.
Yes, let's see what all we got for contenders.
At least, of course, we got Iceman and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, we have Superman 30, Champions 12, X-Men Gold 11, Green Lanterns 30, Batman 30, Iron Fist 7, Green Arrow 30, Darth Vader number 5.
You got a plug?
We have Black Bolt 5, Nightwing 28, Astonishing X-Men 3, Cyborg 16,
The Iron Man,
the Iron people, Iron folks, generations, yeah, and then Captain Phasma.
All right, so my runner-up is going to be Darth Vader, because that was just an awesome book, amazing. Check this out. What's your runner-up, buddy?
You know what? I'm gonna. Ooh, gosh, this is really, really tough. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with Black Bolt number 5. It's similar though to the other book that I was aiming for, which was All New Guardians of the Galaxy, which is this connection with somebody else, and then But this one, I think the art is better in this. Just like the dog thing, is wonderful, and then the art is just amazing.
All right, so what's your B-Bow?
But B-Bow, come on, we know what our B-Bow is.
This is my B-Bow.
This is our B-Bow.
Okay.
It's Iceman.
Yeah,
it
we
is
agree.
Iceman number 5? 5.
Yeah.
Just too powerful. And it looks great. And it's just consistently brilliant and phenomenal. And you can't beat it. You really can't.
It's great.
I feel like this is somebody that is really writing from
the heart.
From the heart, that maybe went through this themselves.
Possibly.
Or just knows people that did, and that's why they're able to do this. So kudos to you, whether you did or didn't. Regardless, it's just phenomenal writing.
Story.
The art is fantastic. I love how they're stepping up his powers and how they explain that. That was the other thing, is he's always been like, something's holding me back. And the thing that's been holding me back is that I've never been able to come to fully accept myself. And they also continuously explain, like, that's why these relationships didn't work. That's why this person didn't fill the void. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all these things from the past, they explain it. And it's really, really cool, really phenomenal. I love it. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. That's it.
Yeah, can't do nothing but agree with you on that. It's a great book.
So, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Tell us what your Bebow is, what you thought of any of these books. I have played Infamous Second Son. I have the footage that I need, but I am playing more so that I could do an actual review of it. So it might be, hopefully I'll have time tomorrow, and hopefully then I'll feel comfortable for doing a review. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through it. It's been a tough game. I've been playing, I'm putting the difficulty on easy, but it's one of those things where, like, if you don't upgrade your powers, then you can't go, like, it's really harder to play, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. So that'll be coming for the playing games, or not playing games, but for Idiot Gamer, for the PlayStation Plus game. I'll be putting that out. I don't know about the other game, so I'll look into it, but I don't know if I'll be doing
Eventually
anything
I'll
for
get
it.
some time to start playing some games.
Yeah, if he ever does, then we can put him to work. And that's it. And I'm supposed to do stuff with Tonebone as well, and so keep an eye out for that stuff. And that's it for now. I'm editing videos too. I need to finish getting videos out for Albuquerque Comic Con. I think I have 2 in there, but like some of the files are corrupted for the Joker one. I don't know, because like it gets to a certain point and it messes up, and then I have to stop the program and close it out. And then I also have the outtakes one, but I want to, for not outtakes but cutscenes. For cutscenes, I want to add in video commentary and go, hey, this is why I cut this out, and then show the clip.
Yeah.
So that's why it's taking me long to do that one. But that's what's coming. And then after I'm done with that stuff, then it'll be, then it'll be SabakuCon, Duke City, and then whatever else after that, Japanese snack videos, whatever else. So yeah, it's tough. And then always keeping up with the nerdy fitness stuff, every other day.
You're a busy man.
I am very busy. So it keeps me out of trouble, sort of, in certain ways. So yeah. All right. So that's it. So talk nerdy to us. At all of our stuff at TNTMTheShow, that's all of it. Website, everything else, YouTube. Be a subscriber. Tell your friends to go subscribe. All that goodness, free comics.
If you see
this
us
stuff.
at a con, just give us a holler. Just say hi. It's nice to talk to you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's always a blast. And I want to do more. I want to do more events and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
So it is time for you to talk nerdy to us, and keep your eyes hungry for
Comics.